the game, he never said anything. When he got targeted once, it wasn't a drop. It was like that was on me. Um, and so after that, like not seeing the ball, that can get this, that can be discouraging. But he never blinked, and we gave him opportunities off that first screen. Like that was a tip ball. Just the focus that he had to still catch that was great. And that's Jonnu being Jonnu, man. This is a different Jonnu that you guys see.
Beautiful ball placement by Tua. Beautiful. Game! Game! That boy hot. Calm down, Jonnu. Jonnu Smith makes huge Tua Tagovailoa claim after OT win versus the Jets. Ever since Jonnu Smith signed to the Dolphins, he's showing us that he should have been here all along. We should have been got Jonnu Smith. He's been wasting his time with the Patriots, the Falcons, the Titans. Now he with a real quarterback. I would say real, but I would say like this is the best quarterback that he has ever played with. This kind of like proves that Tua is better than Ryan Tannehill as a quarterback. This definitely proves that because Ryan Tannehill, he had Jonnu Smith over there with the Titans. He had him. But Jonnu Smith, he ain't put up the numbers that he did with Ryan Tannehill as to compare to with Tua and what he doing right now. I think he might break 1K this year. He might break 1K. I'd be happy if he get 10 touchdowns this year. I'd be real happy about that. So, Jonnu Smith, keep up the good work. He gonna be here for a little while, man. I'm not even gonna lie. A little while. Right here we got Jonnu Smith after the Jets game. Let's check this out.
I've been extremely blessed, man. I'm a blessed man. I'm a blessed man. You know what I mean? Things don't happen overnight. Obviously you guys see the result. You don't see the work that's put in, the progress. That's what I hang my hat on, man. I know what I've been blessed with. I'm not gonna let this ability go to waste. I got so much more to improve on, and so much better I can be as a player in this business. And I'm just trying to reach for that each and every day. And you can never obtain perfection. You know what I mean? So for me, that's what keeps me driving to know that the sky's the limit. And I just got so much more out there for me. But I saw this moment. I envisioned this moment. You know what I mean? It's a process of putting in the work, seeing it, believing in it, having faith. You never know when the time can be a time that the team really needs you. You know what I mean? So just again, it's just like, man, just beyond excited to be a part of this team. I've been extremely
Shout
blessed,
out to Jonnu Smith, FIU. I actually went to FIU, so I really do relate with Jonnu Smith, man. I don't think he the same age as me. He probably got me about like 1-2 years, something like that, man. But yeah, Jonnu Smith, Chris Greer. Jonnu Smith is making you look good right now. He making you look good. Please draft as well as you sign free agents. Please do that. If you can do that, we'll be alright. We'll definitely be alright.
Talking. Hey, Christ is king, baby. We ballin', we rollin', we keeping faith. How we gonna get it done? It ain't got to be the prettiest. We gonna get it done. Let's go, fans up, baby. Going to the net. We talk.
I love it, man. I love it, man. Jonnu Smith. We should have known he was over there at FIU, right in our backyard. We still ain't drafted him. I think Miami had the shot to draft him, but I don't know who we picked instead of getting Jonnu Smith. I can search that up real quick. Jonnu Smith, he came out 2017. He ran a 4.62, 1.6, 10-yard split, 38-inch vertical, 22 on the bench. Yeah, Jonnu Smith, he was putting up weight at FIU, man. I remember sometimes I would walk by the football workouts and I would see Jonnu Smith. That boy, he could power clean about like 3-4 plates on each side. Power cleaning that. So Jonnu Smith, he a freakish athlete. And when y'all watch the film on him, it correlates in regards to what he does in the weight room and what he does on the field. It matches up. Definitely matches up. Let me see who we got in the 2017 NFL draft instead of Jonnu. Round 3, pick 36, Tennessee Titans. Alright, I'm looking through it right here. So we took Cordea Tankersley over Jonnu Smith. I know some of y'all remember him from Clemson. He ain't really end up being anything for us, bro. He had the prototypical size of a good cornerback, but he just never ended up being that cornerback that we thought that he could be. You know, with this vertical jump, nah, he wasn't gonna be nothing foul. He wasn't gonna be nothing foul. But he had a good 40 though for somebody who's 6'1", 199. Good arm length. You know, he had decent measurables. But he ain't never lived up to anything, man. Nothing. He like the Noah Igbo before the Noah Igbo. That's what I consider him. Right here we have Jonnu Smith's stats on the year. 61 receptions, 692 yards, 5 touchdowns. I think he could reach 1,000. I think he can. Get him to at least 8 touchdowns. At least 8. That'd be cool. He might make the Pro Bowl if you keep it up. He might make the Pro Bowl. I do want to see that for Jonnu Smith, him making the Pro Bowl. You know, earlier in the year, we ain't really do nothing with Jonnu. Nothing. But slowly but surely, now he getting a little bit more involved in the offense. A little bit more involved to the point where I don't know what's going to be next for Jonnu Smith. Next game, who we got? We got the Houston Texans. You know, Houston Texans, they got Christian Harris, I think. Who else they got? They got Aziz Al-Shahir, but I think he's going to be suspended this game. So that's a little break for us. But they got some decent backups. They got real good DBs over there with the Texans. So I don't know how Jonnu Smith going to hold up. You know, the Jets, they got good DBs. They held him to only 4 targets, 3 receptions. But look what happens whenever Jonnu Smith doesn't get used a lot. 3 receptions on 4 targets. Right after that, 6, 9, 10. So I feel like Jonnu Smith could get about like 5 catches against the Texans. You're going to see where they put the line at for his receptions, but I do think he's going to get over that. He might hit how much yards? I think he go over 50. He has to go over 50. Has to go over 50. Maybe he scores again. You know, he on a scoring spree. He really is. The last 4 games, he has 4 touchdowns. Last 4 games. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, Jonnu. Right here we have Tua. He gonna talk about Jonnu's performance against the Jets.
I think he came. I think Jonnu came up to Mike and had to have said something to Mike to get him more included, maybe. And that's what ended up happening. And it's super cool because throughout the game, he never said anything. When he got targeted once, it wasn't a drop. It was like that was on me. And so after that, like, you know, not seeing the ball, that can get this, you know, that can be discouraging. But you know, he never blinked, and we gave him opportunities off that first screen. Like, that was a tip ball. Just the focus that he had to still catch that was great. And that's Jonnu being Jonnu, man. This is a different Jonnu that you guys see, you know?
No, it's definitely. You could tell by the stats. Let's go to the career stats against the other teams. You know, Titans, the most he ever had as a Titan was 448 yards. The most as a Patriot was 294 yards. The most as a Falcon, which was 1 year, he had 582 yards. I know, so it makes no sense as to now he's putting up great numbers as a tight end in the league. He should have been doing this, you know, but they're using him incorrectly over there with the Titans. With the Patriots, I think so as well. You know, on top of that, he was splitting targets with Hunter Henry. I think that's his name. Hunter Henry. I think Austin Hooper was there as well. So he was splitting time with them, you know, with the Falcons. He was splitting time with Kyle Pitts. But I think he outperformed Kyle Pitts. I think he did. With the Titans, I think they had Delaney Walker in 2017. if I'm not mistaken, Delaney Walker. But after that, it was pretty much him by himself. You know, he was like the main target for the tight end position. But they had AJ Brown, Derrick Henry as well. So that kind of like ate into his target share. But now with Miami, we seeing what he doing with the ball. Now he got the most receptions, the most targets, the most yards he has ever had throughout his whole career. The most, not the most touchdowns. He had 8, so we gotta get that with an 8, at least 8, maybe 9. We could work with that right there, definitely. So yeah, I'm proud of Jonnu, man. I'm real proud of Jonnu and everything that he's doing with the Dolphins. I just wish we were able to take him to the playoffs. I don't think we're gonna make it. I don't think so, man. I think we still at like what, 13%, 13, something like that.
Use this term a lot during the season, especially early on in the year. If you get a good waiver wire pickup, you say to yourself, is Jordan Mason a league winner? He might prove to be if Christian McCaffrey is out again and you've had him for the entirety of the season and he plays well down the stretch. Jonnu Smith may have actually entered that conversation, and sometimes we do that. We use that label too soon. This one might be appropriately timed, as Jonnu goes for 10 catches on 11 targets. Again, that other one was a near touchdown for 113 yards. If we could talk about whether this is sustainable or not, I think we've gotten past that point, guys. Like, if you're playing Jonnu Smith right now, you're doing so with a crap ton of confidence. He is a top 5 fantasy tight end, and he might be the #1 pass catcher amongst tight ends and wide receivers in this offense. He was awesome again on Thursday night.
It's crazy to think that that's a statement that you just made. He is the #1 pass catcher on an offense with both Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but he's had at least 10 targets in each of the last 3 games. He's had over 20 fantasy points in each of the last 3 games. He's doing what I expected Tyreek Hill to be doing from a production standpoint. He's always said it's all Jonnu Smith.
Hey, at this point, Jonnu Smith, he took Tyreek Hill job. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. So I'm real impressed in regards to what I'm seeing from Jonnu. Real impressed. Maybe it's safe to say this is the best tight end the Dolphins have ever had. Maybe. Here's a funny clip. Exclusive video of Mike McDaniel surprising Tua with Jonnu Smith. Hey, surprise. Surprise, Tua. Surprise. This is what you needed, right? This could have been Tua and Mike Gesicki, but it just ain't work out in that way. But it seemed like we got a better fit based off our coach, Mike McDaniel. A tight end that looks like a running back. He like receivers that look like running backs. We got those. We got Waddle. We got Tyreek. Durham Smythe. He just ain't look like your prototypical Mike McDaniel tight end. The only thing that kind of fits Mike McDaniel's style is the blocking, but everything else is just nah. But Jonnu Smith, he's like the perfect tight end for this offense. The perfect tight end. Him and Aaron Brewer, those are like 2 keystone additions to this team. 2 keystone additions. So hopefully we could keep on building, getting those prototypes. The very athletic O-linemen, very athletic tight ends that can block as well. The receivers, very athletic that can block. Speed is a plus because Mike McDaniel loves speed. So having all that is going to make this team that much better. Jalen Wright, he has that physicality, like that size that you need at running back, but he has that speed as well, that 4.3 speed. So I see what Mike McDaniel trying to do in regards to this team. And Jonnu Smith, Jalen Wright, Aaron Brewer, those are like the keystone pieces that nobody really thinking about with this team. We're going to take that into next year, and hopefully we could build off having them boys, Devon Achane as well. We get the right targets, the right old linemen to plug and play, and we should be set. Next year, we should be set. But we're going to see what happens this offseason in regards to changes. We don't know. Right here we have a clip of Drew Brees comparing himself to Tua. I'm shocked. Man. We all know they're very similar quarterbacks, same size. It's just that Drew Brees, he was a righty, Tua was a lefty. But when you see him play, it kind of is similar. I'm not even gonna lie. Here's what Teron Armstead had to say a few months ago about Tua being similar to Breeze. That's what you got to say.
Any similarities between Breeze and Tua?
Yeah.
What are they? What are they?
Their height. No, it's really funny. So I connected Tua and Drew kind of soon as I got there.
Okay.
And they talked for a while. But so Drew came down to training camp this year, and they spent some time together. And Tua run over to me. He like, yo, T-Stead, I'm taller than Drew. He was like so excited. Like, I'm taller than him. That was.
So for those who are saying that Drew Brees is bigger than Tua, this proves it to you that Tua is bigger than Drew Brees.
Like, forget everything else he talked about, reading defenses and all that anticipation. He was happy that he was taller than Drew.
Yeah.
But as far as similarities, the accuracy, the precision is scary to see. Drew is Hall of Fame, one of the best ever to touch a football for sure. Tua's accuracy and his ability to manipulate and move defenders with his eyes, footwork, it's incredible. It's Drew Brees, and I know that's a tall comparison, but he stands up to it. He is an impressive thrower of the football.
I wish he could do that in the cold. I wish he could do that in the cold, man.
Longest arm guy, right? Like I felt like I could make all the throws, but I was forced to throw with anticipation because maybe I didn't have as strong an arm as some of the other guys in the league. Well, what does throwing with anticipation force you to do? It forces you to be prepared and to be on the same page with your receivers, to have incredible chemistry, to know what the defense is, because you got to know where defenders are and where they're not. Because guess what? You aren't always going to see those defenders, but you're going to know the spot and you're going to have to trust that. I've always felt like accuracy is trust and anticipation, right? Trust the play, trust the coverage, trust the guy you're throwing to, anticipate the throw, and the ball is where it needs to be. And you got to expect your guy to be there too. Why do you expect him to do that? Because you've worked at it, right? Because you worked at it.
Did you develop that at Purdue or the Chargers, or when you didn't just like, you weren't straight out of Texas like anticipation? I got that.
Nah, I mean, but I kind of was though. I mean, that's to me that's always been my survival mechanism. You know, like you learn to survive, right? I mean, call it what you want. Animals in the wild, like chameleons changing color so they don't get attacked, or like they blend in. Like that's you have to do what you have to do in order to survive and get the job done. And so if you're not a strong arm guy, you have to learn to throw with anticipation, or else ball's not going to get there on time. Ball's going to get knocked down, picked off. You're not going to succeed. So I look at guys like Tua. I look at guys like Brock Purdy. To me, maybe those are two of the guys that are most similar from the perspective of, hey, they're shorter quarterbacks, right? They're not the strongest arm guys. I would say, look, man, like they've got a lot of experience. I mean, Tua had a lot of college snaps. Brock Purdy at Iowa State had a lot of college snaps. I was a 3-year starter in college. I think that's something that as scouts look at, young QBs, that can't be underestimated. And that is their experience level in college. Like, look at the hype that was put around guys like Mitch Trubisky, Trey Lance. And I'm not saying those guys aren't going to become, great players, but those guys only had 11 games or less in college. Right? So you think about the number of games, the number of snaps, the amount of experience, like you kind of expect them to come in and be this world beater. Well, no, that takes time, right? It takes time because it takes experience and it takes reps and just time on task, right? So I think these are all things that as you look at like this next generation of QBs, man, experience in college is so important, right? And then, you know what? Height's no longer an issue. Like, can this dude process the game? Does he have leadership ability? Can he throw with anticipation? Can he, does he fight back from adversity? Like, does he have some mental toughness and fortitude to like overcome tough situations? Because everybody's going to face those tough situations, even within the course of a game. Does this guy have a mechanism where he can move on from bad plays and get on to the next play and not let that affect, what's going to happen next and get right back on track?
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Super Bowl winning quarterback. So Tua got this guy talking in his ear consistently. You cannot tell me Tua cannot get better from a conversation with Drew Brees. So he probably taking whatever Drew Brees told him. He's doing it to a whole nother level out there on the football field. But it's kind of too late now based off our record, injuries, so on and so forth. It just seemed like one of those years to the point where ain't nothing else we could really do. Tua, he could go out there, ball out. I heard that he's on pace to break the completion percentage record, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all let me know in the comments, but that's wild right there. That's why I did not know that. But if it does end up happening, shout out to Tua. Shout out to Tua, man. He's not the most physically gifted person, but just like Drew Brees said, it's not really all about that now in today's NFL. It's about if you could process the offense, you could go out there and execute it to a high degree, to the point where people will view you as a good quarterback, no matter your size or your weight. No matter if you could throw it deep or short, it don't really matter. Drew Brees, he did it with his size, so he kind of like the pioneer in regards to us thinking that the Miami Dolphins could probably win a Super Bowl with Tua. This is the pioneer right here in regards to that. So, hey, we almost even got him to be a Miami Dolphin, but it ain't work out for us. So, I don't know what the future holds, but, it feels good listening to what Drew Brees had to say about Tua. Every time he got something to say about Tua, I'm interested because I'm pretty sure they have conversations on the low that nobody knowing about. Pretty sure about that. There's Jonnu Smith and Tua. This is a good combo right here. Good combo. You see how he hugging him? He hugging him like he ain't never had a quarterback like this before. That's how he hugging him. I love it right here. I love it. I love it. Hey, Jonnu, we got you, fam. We got you. We got your quarterback now. You good. Beautiful win. But Jets, they didn't have Sauce Gardner. Brees Hall, no Brees Hall. Like, this win ain't nothing. Next week, we got the Houston Texans. We got the Browns. We got the 49ers. Let's see what we do in that stretch right there. Those are some hard teams, but if you don't take them serious, they can beat you. They can beat you. Right here, we have the last few minutes of the game on Sunday. Beautiful ball placement by Tua. Beautiful. Game! That boy hot. Calm down, Jonnu. That boy praying after a touchdown, man. You can't make this up. You can't. I got a quarterback now. But good job by Patrick Paul holding that boy up. Holding that boy up. I love that, Patrick Paul. I love that right there. Ooh. But that was a beautiful ball by Tua. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna glaze y'all, man. That was a beautiful ball by Tua. Right here we have Mike McDaniel. He gonna speak on Jonnu Smith.
The addition of Jonnu Smith and Jody Fortson, was there a concerted effort to add a different element to that unit? Or do you feel like you had not maximized how you had used that unit in past seasons?
And this is a category you're probably outside of, Omar. Like, some people think that there's just whatever it was, it will always be. I think much of NFL offense, you're making best with the resources available and playing to people's skill sets when you are afforded an opportunity to have people of different skill sets. I've been fortunate enough in my career to play within the same system, have all sorts of different attributes. There's a time that I was on a team that had the leading tight end in the NFL. So I think you're always just finding ways to make your team.
I think Jonnu Smith outperforming George Kittle right now. I think so. George Kittle stats. George Kittle. No, George Kittle, he had 800 yards. He got 8 touchdowns this year. George Kittle, he balling this year. He balling. 56 catches, but Jonnu Smith got 61. Okay, so he could catch George Kittle, maybe, but, you know, we all know George Kittle, he the GOAT. He the GOAT. They got Trey McBride coming up. They got Brock Bowers. He's going to be a good tight end.
Better, and I think, you know, with the proven history of the attention that some of the other guys in our offense get, I think that for a defense to fully defend the entire field, you know, those couple guys along with the whole group are really working to take advantage of that because there's opportunities there for sure.
With Jonnu, the run after catch, what does that allow you to create?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that he's a fast, dynamic football player, but what I love that he provides is a tonality, you know, at the point of contact, that, you know, he has become a master of yak, not only because of speed, but because of a mindset that I think, paired with his position coach John Embry, I think that's a great work.
Hey, Jonnu Smith with that ball, that's a big ass tight end. I'm not gonna lie, that's a big ass tight end. Tackling Jonnu Smith, they be looking like you trying to tackle Derrick Henry out there. To be real,
working relationship because John Embry coaches tight ends not to get tackled, or that one player can't tackle you, and that's Jonnu's life. So I think it's adding a mentality, adding a physical presence at the point of attack, for, you know, a lot of times if people want to really give up a bunch of space and sit back there or drop 7 and with some depth, you can make them pay in a short amount of time, and then he can also stretch the field and do some cool stuff too. So having all those guys work together has been awesome this offseason.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Jonnu. Right here, I think this is my favorite player, Jonnu Smith. My favorite player, Jonnu. I knew we had something when I seen this. Get off me. Send that boy flying. He should have scored on that one. Like I'm telling y'all, Jonnu Smith, he a big boy. Bam. Broke that boy rib cage, man. So instead of adding Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, you know, this is our signing, Jonnu Smith. You know, like a big running back. This is pretty much the big running back that we added. Everybody was saying add a big running back. This was the guy all along. We weren't even thinking about it in that way. Because usually when you think about tight end, it's just receiving, but you never really thought of how Jonnu Smith playing the game as of right now. You know, that's why he's such a perfect fit with our offense. Seamless. Here we got Frank Smith talking about Jonnu Smith. Let's check this out.
I mean, it was the same thing he said when he came in his visit in free agency. I mean, he understands his fit inside of the pieces we had, and how a complementary piece he can be with, you know, obviously the rest of the skills. So using him in different areas to get the ball fast and or down the field, and to use his run after the catch and his physicality. I mean, that's just the one thing with him when you watch his career. It's like you get the ball in his hands, he's violently going forward and fast.
Hey, that's always a good problem. Always a good problem. That means we always going to get positive yards. You're not going backwards. You know, with Durham Smythe, you can't really speak about Durham Smythe in this fashion. You can't. You can only talk about this with Jonnu Smith. So, Jonnu Smith is a major upgrade. A major, major upgrade. You see what happens with a quarterback when he has a good tight end right next to him? You see what happened? I just wanted to check out Tua's stats this year. He has 2,456 yards, 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So he's still having a decent year. You know, not up to the standard in regards to success. And, you know, stats don't matter if your team not doing nothing. It really don't. This game killed me right here. 3 interceptions. 3. One thing about it, too, he not throwing no picks in this little stretch that he having. Ever since he came back against the Buffalo Bills. He only threw 1 interception so far to the LA Rams. Only 1. So that boy, he been playing the clean game pretty much. Keep it up, Tua. You know, so next game I'm expecting at least 2 passing touchdowns. That's the floor right there. 2 passing touchdowns. Then we have a chance to win the game. Then we have a chance. But shout out to Jonnu Smith helping Tua get to this point. You know, shout out to Jonnu Smith. Right here we got Jonnu Smith. He gonna talk about Tua. Let's shut this out.
You know, just building that chemistry, man, on and off the field. Just again, just getting as many meaningful reps as we can. You know, just continue. You know, this is our first year together. You know what I mean? So, you know, hopefully we got a long way to go. You know what I mean? So, just looking forward.
He smirk. He know what's up, man. He know what's up.
Again, just working with him, man, and being around the kind of man he is. You know what I mean? Forget about the player for right now, but just having that guy as your quarterback. You know what I mean? This kind of person he is. And, you know, it's definitely make your game come a lot easier.
But his stats go to show in regards to him saying whatever he want to say about Tua. This is probably the best quarterback he has ever played with. Even dating back to FIU, he ain't never played with a quarterback like this. Back at FIU, right now, the quarterback is a punt returner. I think he on the Lions or he a free agent. Maurice Alexander, that was his quarterback, a punt returner in college. Now he got Tua. And y'all see the stats and y'all see what he doing out there. Y'all see it, man. So shout out to Jonnu. Shout out to the old school FIU. Go Panthers. Here we got some clips of Jonnu. Touchdown, easy. That's a good tackle by Moorhead. Good tackle. You see that boy, he's standing up. You're going to need more than one person trying to take Jonnu down. And he low-key shifty, too. Low-key shifty. So I see why Tua like it. This looking like a safety blanket for Tua. It don't look like an option. It look like a safety blanket. Beautiful. See, Durham Smythe, he not doing that right there. He not doing that. Hey, Durham Smythe, it was nice knowing you, fam, but yeah, it's done. It's over. It's over. This Jonnu job now. I'm sorry, Durham. I'm sorry. You've been with us for a long time. You might have to go put a Gasecki on us. You know, maybe Brian Flores will take you back in Minnesota. Maybe. Jonnu Smith definitely put in work.
Yeah.
Put the volume down. That boy look like he run a 4-4 with the sled. He do. Imagine a guy that size moving that fast coming at you, bro. You gonna feel it. You gonna feel it. Right here, Jonnu Smith, he made an appearance. on the Pat McAfee show. Let's see what he had to say.
We had the opportunity to see you guys play the Indianapolis Colts without Tua, and then obviously we watch you guys in prime time with Tua and with Mike McDaniel cooking. What is the difference with Tua as the quarterback with that offense versus anybody else seemingly, Jonnu?
Yeah, man. I would just say it's, simply put it, it's tailor-made for him. You know what I mean? Tua, man, he is who he is for a reason. I've alluded to that, plenty of times. And those guys that stepped in, they came in, did a great job, and we got we were able to come in there and continue to establish our offense. But he is who he is for a reason, man. And that guy's he deserves all the credit in the world, man. Like I said yesterday in the interview, you got the best quarterback in the planet, man. So excited to be in this system with him and just watch him go out there and make the plays that he makes, man. It's a sight to watch.
We had the
Hey, Mahomes probably left and went to another planet, probably. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Because I don't think he the best in the planet, but Jonnu Smith, he balling out with his quarterback, so you gotta say that about his QB. You gotta say that. This is probably the best quarterback that he played with, like I said. Like, we should have seen it at this moment right here. We should have seen this coming in regards to the year that Jonnu Smith was going to have. Look at this. I definitely overthought this offseason. I think I was at this practice right here. I think I was at it. I was like, man, Waddle and Tyreek, they still going to be the main targets, but look at Jonnu Smith coming out of nowhere. Look at him coming out of nowhere, man. That ball disappeared, man. He threw it to a satellite, man. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about Jonnu Smith saying that Tua is the best quarterback in the land. Do y'all agree? How do y'all feel about Jonnu Smith? Do you think he's the best tight end that the Miami Dolphins have ever had? Let me know in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all go check out my merch, www.dgemerchandise.com. Please go mess with your boy. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.